Our Team 6, and we're going to give you a brief overview of our design progress up to this point. First off, my name is Patrick Schlier, and I'm going to give a quick introduction and overview of where we're at. So first off, our approach, we decided not to modify the recorder. We decided to go more of an attachment. This will both satisfy our design criteria, as with making it a very versatile piece, as it can be attached to any 3-piece Baroque recorder. So it'll work for Naya, and it can work for others as well. Next, I'm going to hand it off to Alex and Emily, and I'm going to talk about the benchmarking.
I'm AJ Doe, and in order to start our design process, we need to first research what is out there and available. None of the things that we found would work for Naya. They all had very different, or same kind of generic features, but they didn't help with having only one hand. It required more than 5 digits. But even though they don't help her, they help us in beginning our design process. And I'm handing off to Emily for patents.
So my name is Emily Shannon, and we did the patent search. To help develop some more mechanisms for our design. It ranged from 1975 to 2009, and it had different patents for electronic versus mechanic key assistance, multiple valves, and different ways to help synchronize the chord instrument. And these were all used in reference for our design, which Ethan will talk about.
I'm Ethan Eisenhower, and I'm going to talk to you about our design process. For our design process, we focus mainly on the universal attachment, so it can be put onto any 3-piece Baroque recorder. In this instance, we designed ours off a Yamaha. It's going to help Naya, but also in the future, if anyone else needs this assistance with, loss of a hand or needs to play the recorder without having all the digits. Next, we focus on the valves. We made ours ergonomical. These are always going to be held closed, so you have to push up to open them. And this will be with her mouth and her hand. Pushing up is a lot easier to hold than trying to push down on everything. We also did a lot of research on the valve closing material, the pads. We looked at the clarinets and things of that nature, what kind of pads they used, and tried to come up with the best way to seal the holes and have them fit very well. Next aspect was the durability. ABS, we printed a mock-up, and through the mock-up and assembly, we've dropped it quite a few times, pressing in the nylon bushings on our valves. We've found that it's quite durable and can take a beating. We'll be able to do more tests in the future on that. Ease of use was another huge thing we tried to focus on. We wanted it easy for her to learn, but not only that, but easy for the teacher to teach her, so she didn't have to do a bunch of complicated things. Just very simple, and ease of use was a huge thing. Next one was simplicity. We wanted it, like I said, easy for her to use. If it's complicated, she has to do a bunch of combinations of moves to get one note, it's probably going to deter her from wanting to learn how to do it. So we wanted to keep it as close to, one action as like a normal recorder, so she would look forward to actually using it. Next, I'm going to hand it off to Mackenzie for mock-ups.
Thanks, Stephen. So in the beginning of our design process, we started making some mock-ups. This is a picture of our first one. It was built out of Connects. This was mainly for just showing the motion of how to actuate the valves. This one's very limited, as you can see with the red things. There's only 3 different holes that could be played with this. And the idea behind it was the wheel it kind of symbolizes a cuff that Naya would put her wiggle into and be able to turn the gears to actuate the levers that open up the valves. So even though this is pretty limited, it sparks some new ideas for our future mock-ups, which Kyle will talk about now.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm going to expand on our current mock-up a little bit. We compared our valve design to current instruments like a saxophone or a clarinet, where they use mechanical levers to open and close the holes to change the notes. And as Ethan said, we 3D printed our design, which is right there in the bottom right. It was first based off of the design that was up there. we decided it would be better to wrap the whole sleeve of our device around the recorder rather than having it like the one you see up there. And we are currently comparing materials to use on our final product. Right now it's made out of ABS plastic. We're looking into possibly making it out of titanium or aluminum to make it have a better life and be more durable. And I'm going to hand it off to Cole.
Alright, so my name is Cole Freedom, and so for the next steps of our project, we're obviously looking to finalizing our design, and in doing so, we're working on finalizing the materials for our design. To this point, as mentioned, we've been prototyping with ABS plastic, but we're also looking into stainless steel and aluminum. And the thought there is that we could use a stronger material to reduce the overall size of the design and also keep the corrosion resistance of it. But also keeping in mind NIA's sensitivity to metals. And this kind of plays into the ergonomics of the device. Obviously making it lightweight is beneficial, so when she holds it for extended periods of time, she's not getting tired. But we're also working on incorporating support, so she has stable control of the device when she's playing it and actuating the different notes. And with our current design and mock-ups, we haven't actually implemented how all the notes are going to be actuated. We've discussed it and have a plan of attack, and that's something that we're working on finalizing so we can test the full functionality of the device. And then overall, we've been keeping aesthetics in mind and keeping it kind of simple, but this is something that in our final product that we will go over. Make sure it's not too distinct from the other recorders in the class, but also making sure that NIA is really happy with it and hopefully chooses it over the other teams. And that kind of concludes our presentation. We have all of our information on our website, and we'll have any questions if any of you guys have any.
What keeps the valves closed?
They're spring actuated, so they're naturally closed, and on the back side, where they pivot, there'll be springs, and we're kind of working on, we've looked at torsion springs, compression springs, and flat springs, and we're kind of outweighing the benefits of each.
How is it attached to the recorder? Like, how do you have to get it on?
It's a slide fit, just like the three-piece recorders, how they slide fit together. That's kind of the basis of it. So it's easy assembly, and for cleanup too, it's easily disassembled.
Is there hardware while attaching, or no hardware needed?
No hardware.
What did you guys end up using to close the valves with? Is it just ABS, or is there a
The foam.
foam?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have neoprene foam that we have attached to the backing with a sticky surface. For right now, it's covering the whole surface of the valve, but in the future, we're going to trim it down so it just fits the valve.
Does it replace the tailpiece, or is it just slip fit over the middle section?
No, so the middle, it slides onto the middle section, and then the end piece fits into the back of there.
Gotcha.
Any other questions?
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.